Students, so today I am going to discuss about the preparatory procedures of the aldehydes and ketones. I told you at the beginning the talking about the preparatory procedures of a particular functional group or class of compounds is the cross section of the organic compounds, properties of the organic compounds. One from, that is alkene, one from carboxylic acids, one from nitriles, the other from alcohols, the other from, that is alkyl halides. Like this is the best way to revise that is subject, cross sectional. So it is really very useful for the revision of your organic chemistry. Believe me, concentrate, don't neglect, concentrate on the videos. If you find any difficulty, please ask me through your question, through that WhatsApp. I will immediately give the reply, including the mechanism of the reaction. I am here. I am again promising you. I am here to serve you. If you send the question, that is, as soon as possible, I will give the reply. Please concentrate. 1. See, now we are going to discuss about the preparatory procedures of the aldehydes and ketones. The first one is the foremost one is the first method is the oxidation of 1 degree and 2 degree alcohols. See, primary alcohols and secondary alcohols on oxidation produce the aldehydes and ketones respectively. This we discussed in the oxidation properties of the alcohols. See, and primary alcohols undergo the oxidation, produce the aldehydes. These aldehydes may further undergo the oxidation to produce the carboxylic acids. So aldehydes are the intermediate products. Whereas secondary alcohols, pakka, whatever the oxidizing agent, that is converted into the corresponding ketone. And if you take the tertiary alcohol, it does not undergo that is the oxidation. They do not take part in the oxidation. So it is a very convenient method for the preparation of the ketones, because secondary alcohols or oxidation only produce the ketones. They do not take part in the oxidation. Whereas if you take the primary alcohol, it gives the aldehyde. See, 1 degree alcohol first converted into the aldehyde. This aldehyde further undergoes to give the carboxylic acid. So here in this method, reaction has to stop at the aldehyde stage. Most of the oxidizing agents are directly convert the primary alcohols into carboxylic acids. So special oxidizing agents have to be used to stop the reaction at the aldehyde stage. So primary alcohol, preparation of the aldehydes. So we know that is PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, CrO3 pyridine plus HCl mixture is a pyridinium chlorochromate, that is good oxidizing agent. Selectively to oxidize the 1 degree alcohol into 1 degree into aldehyde, pakka 2 degree into ketone without touching the carbon-carbon double bonds and carbon-carbon triple bonds. So PCC. And the other one is Collins reagent. Collins reagent, CrO3 only, pyridyl base plus insolvent dichloromethane. This is the Collins reagent. Same, the function is same. And Jones reagent, but it is a dangerous reagent. Jones reagent, CrO3 acetone plus dilute H2SO4, acid medium. This is the base medium. Acetone is the solvent, here this is the solvent. But there is a danger of, remember, there is a danger of oxidizing the primary alcohols into carboxylic acid. So, therefore, these two are more commonly used. See, I have given the list of the different compounds. Swarna oxidizing agent, openoid oxidizing agent, that is, they selectively oxidize this one. And third one is the copper 300 degrees Celsius. So, this is, and copper 300, it's dehydrogenating agent. That is, alcohol has to be passed through the heated copper at 300 degrees Celsius. That the 1 degree alcohol is converted into the aldehyde, 2 degree alcohol into ketone, and 3 degree alcohol into alkane. Dehydration takes place. Alkane, copper. So by using these reagents, that is, and oxidation is carried. So if you use if it is a secondary alcohol, let me take the primary alcohol and prepare the aldehyde. This is, and you take the ethyl alcohol, a primary alcohol. This on treatment with the PCC or Collins or that is copper 300 degrees Celsius. It is selectively converted into the aldehyde. No question of other thing. This is the, it oxidizes by dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation. If you use the Jones reagent, so I have given the composition. It is part of it is converted into the aldehyde, plus part of it is further oxidized to carboxylic acid. You can take anything, that is, and you take the benzyl alcohol. This is the primary alcohol. This on treatment with the PCC or Collins or copper 300 degrees, or the additional reagent is MnO2 or selenium dioxide. This is oxidized to the MnO2 special reagent. The benzyl and allyl alcohols are converted to benzaldehyde is formed. So you can take any alcohol, that is propanol. This is one propanol, propane 1 mole. Any one of these reagent gives the corresponding aldehyde. So for primary alcohol, the selective oxidizing agent is required. You can take anything that is required. So suppose if you take the secondary alcohol, say 2 degree alcohol, take the one, this is the 2 degree alcohol, secondary alcohol. So secondary alcohol under normal conditions, always it produces the, that is ketone, only ketone. That is, you can use the here PCC, Collins, Jones reagent, safe KMNO4 in the presence of H plus acidified KMNO4, that is OH minus ion, K2Cr2O7 plus H2SO4. This is also called as the CrO3 H plus ion. So any one of these, and copper 300 degrees Celsius. Any one of these convert into. So in case of the secondary alcohol, remember these reagents are not used. Why? Are they not effective? No, they are very effective. Why they are not used? They are costly reagents. So KMNO4 and potassium dichromate are the classical oxidizing agents. They are very, very cheap. Therefore, the role is same. So therefore, in place of these can be used, in place of this always we use this one. That is dichromate solution, acidified dichromate or acidified or alkaline potassium permanganate is used. If you use the PCC, okay, well and good. So therefore, these can be used. So kabatti, you can use the PCC or KMnO4 H plus ion heat. The secondary alcohol is always safely converted into ketone. Ketones resist to take part in the further oxidation. We discussed about the Popov reaction. So this is the case, ketones. So safely here, you have seen the procedures of preparation of the aldehydes and ketones from the alcohols. So in the preparation of for the preparation of aldehyde, you have to start the primary alcohols and great to be taken to prepare the aldehydes. Why great care is required? So there is a danger of further oxidation of aldehydes into ketones. So now we say that is the primary alcohols are the not good starting materials for the preparation of the aldehydes. But secondary alcohols are the good starting materials for the preparation of ketone. Safely, carelessly conducting the reaction, we can prepare the ketones. That is here. Now, if I take the butanol, so to convert into the butanaldehyde, this is PCC to be used. This on treatment with the KMnO4 in the presence of H plus ion or any dichromate, that this is converted into the 4, that is butanoic acid is formed, carboxylic acid is formed. So aldehyde is forming as an intermediate that further reacts with the KMnO4 to give that is carboxylic acid. So this is the, for example, you take this is cyclohexanol. This cyclohexanol on treatment with the KMnO4 H plus K2Cr2 O7H plus. You may ask, why are you not taking the PCC? PCC is a costly reagent. Why should I take? And cheaper reagent is available. Therefore, you can take the word RPCC. So, if somebody provides the word PCC for this reaction, and this is a cheaper reaction, and compared to the word PCC. Swarn oxidizing agent, anything, the special oxidizing agents you can use. So that is copper 300 degrees. But the copper 300 degrees problem is, so primary alcohol gives the aldehyde, secondary alcohol selectively gives the ketone, tertiary alcohols gives the alkane, and it's a good reagent. But the vapors of the alcohol to be passed over the heated copper around the 300 degrees. So that means to pass the vapors of the alcohol over the copper, the alcohol must be highly volatile. That means under the given conditions, that is alcohol should readily convert into the vapor form. So that is the disadvantage of that. It cannot be extended to the all alcohols because most of them have the boiling points greater than, that is 300 degrees. So that is the problem. So this is the preparation of the, that is aldehydes and ketones from primary alcohols, oxidation of alcohols, preparation of the aldehydes and ketones. The second one is the second and important method that's frequently we discussed in the classroom are the hydrolysis of geminal dihydrates. Hydrolysis of geminal dihydrates. You know the meaning of the geminal dihydrate. Dihalide is one which the compound which contains the two halogen atoms. Geminal dihalide means the dihalide where the two halogens are present on the same carbon. It may be a terminal carbon or it may be a non-terminal carbon. So 1,1 dihalide. That is, this is the geminal dihalide. CH2, CH or chlorine or bromine, and one can be chlorine and other can be bromine. There must be two halogens, both must be on the same carbon. This is geminal dihalide, this is terminal geminal dihalide. So this is the non-terminal geminal dihalide. non-terminal. It is not on geminal dihalide but not on the same terminal carbon, other than terminal carbon, internal carbon. So terminal geminal dihalides that is on hydrolysis produce the, normally we take the, to carry out the SN reaction, aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide is used, geminal diol is formed, CH2, nothing, it's not a new reaction at all. The two Cls are there, two are replaced, that is, and geminal diol is formed which is unstable, it loses the water and produce the, produce the CH3, CH2, that is C double bond OH, loss of water. So terminal geminal dihalide produce the aldehyde and non-terminal geminal dihalide produce the, that is this on hydrolysis to same sodium hydroxide. This is OH SN reaction and this is converted into the acetone. The simple molecules, first ketone and first aldehyde and ketone are prepared. Isomeric compounds are prepared. If you take this and benzylidine dichloride, benzol chloride, this on treatment with the NaOH, it's nothing, that is the mechanism is simple, that is OH, so this gives the benzaldehyde and hydrolysis gives the benzaldehyde. So that is, and if you take some other compound that is like this butane 1,1,2,2 dichlorobutane, this on hydrolysis gives the, this is double bond O, same replacement of the reaction. So that is geminal dihalides to this. We know that, and geminal dihalides can be prepared from the alkynes. An alkyne, let me take the word alkyne. This is the alkyne, 1-butyne, 1-propyne. This on treatment with the HCl. First addition is, that is Cl double bond. This is second addition again, Markovnikov of addition again. This gives the Cl. This on sodium hydroxide. That is same reaction, geminal dihalide and hydrolysis gives this to this. Is a conversion. And next one is the hydrolysis of geminal dihalides. And third one is the, third reaction is the, that is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis of alkene. So, alkene ozonolysis, that is ozonolysis, breaking the molecule by using the ozone is called as the ozonolysis. It is a chemical seizure on alkene, and if the alkene is treated with the, that is RCR, that is double bond CRR. I have taken the symmetrical one. This is treated with the ozonolysis. We discussed it in detail. First it is treated with this one. That is ozonide is formed. First mole ozonide. Mole ozonide is converted to the ozonide. Ozonide on hydrolysis. That is zinc dust or this one gives the this breaks. This is produced, I told you, it acts as a chemical seizure. It cuts the molecule through carbon-carbon double bond. During the ozonolysis of alkene, the bond carbon-carbon double bond breaks. That is, and molecule becomes fragmentation. Fragmentation takes place. And what are the, during the ozonolysis? Aldehydes and ketones are produced. Aldehydes and ketones are the products of the reaction. This ozonolysis is carried under two different conditions. First, it is treated with that is the ozone. Ozonide is formed, mole ozonide that transforms into 5-membered ring ozonide, and here this is, and here ozonolysis is carried in two ways, that is reductive ozonolysis oxidative ozonolysis. In the reductive ozonolysis, products are aldehydes and reductive ozonolysis, that is aldehydes and ketones. In oxidative ozonolysis, oxidative ozonolysis, the products are, that is carboxylic acids. Instead of carboxylic acids and ketones are formed. This is the only difference. Instead of aldehyde, you get that is carboxylic acid. So, to carry out the ozonolysis, first treat with ozone first. Second, to the resulted one is treated with and carry out the reductive ozonolysis. That is treat with the reductive ozonolysis is carried. Then what are they doing? That the resulted ozonide is treated with one of these things, that is zinc dust, zinc plus acid, that is acetic acid, anything. Reducing metal is the reducing agent. This is the PPH3 triphenyl phosphine, or it is treated with the dimethyl sulfide. So these are the different reducing agents used. So this is called as that's the reductive ozonolysis. Treated with the zinc dust or zinc plus acid mixture, this is the triphenyl phosphine, dimethyl sulfide. So here this is the reductive ozonolysis. To carry out the oxidative ozonolysis, so ozonide is treated with, after treatment with the ozone, ozonide is formed, treated with one of the following reagents. That is treated with some more hydrogen peroxide, or it can be treated with the oxidizing agent is used, some more hydrogen peroxide. So peroxycarboxylic acid, COOH, peroxycarboxylic acid, peroxide is used. This is peroxide, this is also peroxide, equivalent to the peroxide is used, or KMnO4 is used, potassium permanganate. So any oxidizing agent, and silver oxide is used, that is oxidizing agent. Silver oxide is an oxidizing agent. So here oxidizing agent is used, one of the oxidizing agent. In that case, what are the products? That is ketones in place of the carboxylic acids are formed. Carboxylic acids are formed. So here you can use the lithium aluminum hydride. Here you can use the lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride. So what they do, they reduce the aldehydes and ketones into aldehydes are treatment with the lithium aluminum hydride, produce the alcohol, aldehydes to primary alcohol, ketones to secondary alcohols. So instead of this, you get the aldehydes and ketones. In place of the aldehydes and ketones, you get that is, and alcohols are produced. So you know the mechanism of the reaction. Let me take the one simple example. This is instead of this, take the hydrogen to get the one as the aldehyde and other as the ketone. This is ozone. This is, or you can write it as this is the plus center, this is minus center. That way for reaction, this is. And carbon-carbon double bond center is the nucleophilic center, electron-rich center. It is ready to provide the electron. The species which take part in the reaction by providing the pair of electrons or electrons is called as the nucleophile. This center acts as a nucleophile, electron-rich center. As the electron density on the etheric center increases, that is the reactivity towards the ozonolysis increases. The second one is this is the electrophile. This is giving, it has to take the electrophile. Here it acts as in the first step it acts as ozone acts as a electrophile. This acts as a nucleophile. This acts as a nucleophile. So if there are 2-3 centers, then that is a reaction specifically selectively takes place the etheric center where electron density is more. That center acts as a better nucleophile. So selectivity. Now what happens? This is giving, you are getting the 5-membered this is called as the mole ozonoid. This rearranges to. So this rearranges to give the CR. So that is double bond O. This is like this. This is R. This is positive. Like this. Positive. This is. So now counted. This is attacking here, this is attacking here. This leads to the formation of RCR, that is another 5-member ring. This is the ozonoid. Anyhow, one is transformed into other. This is relatively more stable. The reaction is carried around the minus 80 degrees Celsius in CH2Cl2, that is dichloromethane, in the absence of the light. Ozonoid is formed. Now this is nothing but it is converted into, that is RCR double bond O. This is CHR aldehyde double bond O. This is the atomic oxygen. H2O2, H2O plus atomic oxygen is equivalent to the H2O2, hydrogen peroxide is generated. So that is responsible for the oxidation. Aldehyde is produced and here ketone is produced. Suppose this is the breaking of the 1 mole of alkene takes the 1 mole of this ozone and gives the ozonoid. If you carry out the reaction in the presence of the base, in the presence of the reducing agent, the products are ketone and aldehyde. If you carry out the reaction in the presence of the, that is oxidizing agent like silver oxide, RKMnO4, additional hydrogen peroxide, then what happens? Ketone is not affected by the oxidizing agent, but if the aldehyde is formed during the reaction, that is converted into the that is corresponding carboxylic acid. In place of the aldehyde, you get the carboxylic acid. That's all. That is the mechanism of the reaction. the product is. Here, let me take the simple example. That is, so this. When this is carried, ozone followed by, that is, zinc H2. Why? What is the zinc? Zinc decomposes during the reaction itself, some hydrogen peroxide is formed. If the reaction is carried in the presence of the zinc dust, that is, zinc reacts with the hydrogen peroxide, zinc oxide, and heavy metals decompose the hydrogen peroxide, zinc oxide, and this. So it is eliminating this one. If you use the PPH3, triphenyl phosphine, that is PH3, P oxide is formed. Triphenyl phosphorus oxide is formed. If it is treated with the dimethyl sulfide, Me2S, this is taking the oxygen, that decomposing this is Me sulfoxide, dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO, plus that is the water. So these are all decomposing reducing agents are decomposing that is hydrogen peroxide formed. So reaction remains in that is the ketones and aldehydes are the products of the reaction. Suppose if you use the word oxidize, some more oxidizing agent, so along with the hydrogen peroxide formed during the reaction, the added oxidizing agent further oxidize the aldehyde into carboxylic acid. Otherwise, the hydrogen peroxide produced during the process is not sufficient to fully convert the resultant aldehyde into corresponding carboxylic acids. Therefore, additional oxidizing agent is required. So, it is carried, ozonolysis is carried in the presence of the reducing agent. More commonly, that is the zinc dust is used, or it is carried in the presence of that is oxidizing agent, that is some more hydrogen peroxide is added to the system. This on treatment with this is nothing but the reductive ozonolysis. So cut, this is converted into aldehyde. These are the star carbons. This is converted into this is ketone is formed. This is star carbon, this is star carbon. So separation, cutting. Chemical, it is acting as a chemical seeker. Suppose if it is treated with the other reagent, that is ozone, same ozonide is formed. Now it is treated with the hydrogen peroxide, or that is the other reagent, that is PBA, peroxybenzoic acid, or silver oxide, some more oxidizing agent is KMnO4. Then what happens? This is the aldehyde part is converted into the carboxylic acid. That's all. That is the only difference. Carboxylic acid, butanoic acid is formed. The acetone is the ketone. It remains this oxidizing agent has no action on ketone. The normal oxidizing agents under normal conditions do not affect the ketones. That is the difference between the aldehydes and ketones. Suppose if you have that is cyclohexene, or let me take this one, isopropyl cyclohexane. These are ozonolysis. That is 1 O3, 2 is the reductive ozonolysis ZnH2O, reductive ozonolysis, it is overall process. This is cutting. So this is converted to the cyclohexanone, this is converted to the acetone. Both are ketones are formed. So this can be also treated with that is ozone, that is the other one is the oxidative one in the presence of additional hydrogen peroxide. The products are same oxidative ozonolysis. Oxidative ozonolysis. So that is the aldehyde is not formed. Both the cases, the oxidative ozonolysis and reductive ozonolysis, both are giving the same products of the reaction. Therefore, that is and if there is a possibility of formation of the aldehyde, then the ozonolysis, oxidative ozonolysis and reductive ozonolysis products are different. Otherwise, the products are same. That is, both the cases same products are formed. Suppose if you have this type of compound, say this is one center, this is another center, and only 1 mole of ozone is used. Only 1 mole of ozone is used. What happens? So I told you, in the ozonous reaction, ethylenic center acts as a nucleophilic center and ozone acts as a electrophilic center. The electrophile preferentially goes to the center where the electron density is more. If you come to the two centers, so this center, if I use the only 1 mole, this is the more reactive, this is less reactive, here electron density is more. Here the electron density is less. If I use the only 1 mole, reaction takes place here, not here. Therefore, what happens? That is because I told you, tetra substituted ethylenic center, plus I effect, plus I effect, plus I effect, plus I effect. This is only disubstituted. If tetra substituted, hyperconjugation and plus I effect are more here. Due to this, what happens? That is plus this is the reductive ozonolysis or oxidative ozone, both are ketones. There is no difference at all. If I take this compound, ozonolysis to be carried. This is the ethylenic center, this is the ethylenic center, one equivalent of ozone followed by hydrolysis. So what is the product in the presence of the zinc dust? That is, this is the center. Here the electron releasing group is attached. Therefore, this center is rich. This center is relatively the electron density is less. Therefore, here preferentially takes place. That is, and this is intact. OMe, double bond O, this is the double bond OH. This is aldehyde, this is this one. Suppose if the same thing is treated with that is one equivalent of ozone, second one is that is hydrogen in the presence of the additional hydrogen peroxide, oxidative ozonolysis. This is what happens, the products are same. That is double bond O, OMe, ester is formed. This is the carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid is formed, oxidative ozonolysis. This is the reductive ozonolysis. And reaction, why it is taking place here? Here among the two centers, this center has the more electron density, nucleophilic nature is more. So this is the now if you come to the preparation of the alkanes, preparation of procedures of the alkanes. So which is the best one, and which alkene to be taken, and this one. So you have to take the symmetrical alkene. If you take the symmetrical alkene, both the fragments will be same. Therefore, only one product is formed. If you take the unsymmetrical, you will get the two compounds. So the separation becomes the difficult. Let me take this one. So 2-butene, cis or trans, whatever it is, that is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis means reductive ozonolysis only. Here, this is the case. This is acetaldehyde. The other molecule also acetaldehyde. Both are acetaldehyde. That gives. So that is from the 2-butene we can prepare the cis or trans, whatever it is. So we prepare the acetaldehyde. Suppose if I take this one, 2-pentene, subjected to the ozonolysis, you get the 2 carbonyl compound acetaldehyde plus 1, 2, 3 propanaldehyde. Acetaldehyde and propanaldehyde are formed. Mixture of acetaldehyde and propanaldehyde are formed. Separation is very difficult process. We can prepare. So it is convenient. Better to use the symmetrical alkene. So during the ozonolysis, it is cutting the carbon-carbon double bond. Once it is cutting the carbon-carbon double bond, that is, and the both the fragments should be equivalent. So you take this one, and this is the here there were two different. It is not the right procedure. So this is the case: 2,3-dimethyl 2-butene. This ozonolysis gives the reductive ozonolysis or oxidative ozonolysis. 2 molecules of the only acetone. 2 molecules of acetone. So if you take the anything that is the or methyl, whatever it is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2 molecules of the ethyl ketone is produced. Better to use that is symmetrical alkene for the preparation of the alkenes, preparation of the aldehydes and ketones. So statement is to prepare the aldehydes and ketones can be prepared from the alkenes. For this procedure, so symmetrical alkenes are used. Symmetrical alkenes on ozonolysis produce that is only one product. Unsymmetrical alkenes produce different products, their separation is difficult. So ozonolysis of the alkenes is the best procedure for the preparation of the alkene. Best procedure for the preparation of the aldehydes and ketones. This is the procedure.